After this massive correction yesterday on Bitcoin, we will definitely have to talk about, is this still the end of a correction, or will we head here one more level to the downside? Even also the altcoins are bleeding like crazy. Look at here the monthly chart, over 20% on some altcoins. Also the Nasdaq is not looking that good for us, and even many more we have to talk here about today's video. So definitely stick around and let's directly start here on Bitcoin. So if you're new to the channel, scroll down, leave a like and also subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, let's start here on Bitcoin. Here on the 4-hourly chart, we saw a massive upwards move here on Bitcoin yesterday. Was able to break here in direction of 114,000 US dollars and get the massive rejection to the downside, even lose our low here at 111,000 US dollars and fall all the way down in direction of 108,500 US dollars. Here on the 4-hourly chart, we're getting a little bit more support right now in. So over the Asian market, we didn't see a massive drop again to the downside. We saw it many times before that the Asian market was dropping Bitcoin again to the downside. Luckily, that doesn't happen. So it's kind of good here for us. Bitcoin doing here a little bit more stable, holding now exactly these support line here to the downside. But in my opinion, there will be one more flush coming to the downside. And this is exactly because of the liquidations. Here we can see on the 3 monthly liquidation chart, there is some liquidity left here around 106,000 to 107,000 US dollars and 106 to 107,000 US dollars. Is here just 1 to 2% to the downside, which could potentially go here even lower in direction of 107,000 US dollars. But this is also the line we definitely need to hold here. If we are not holding this line at 107,500 or 400 US dollars, it could be getting here very ugly and very fast, because then we will definitely getting here one more leg to the downside in direction of 105, or even also testing these kind of level down below at 100,000 US dollars again. And I don't need to tell you what will happen with altcoins if Bitcoin will dropping here below 102,000 US dollars. You saw it over the couple of last days, the weekly bubbles here on the CryptoBroz counting like super red. So TR 20%, Solana 20%, Bonk also 20%, AVAX 17% to the downside in just over 1 week. The hourly chart looks a little bit better, so altcoins getting a small push here to the upside, recovering a little bit to the upside. This is exactly what we are having seen here on Bitcoin right now. So we get here in some support here on the 15-minute chart on Bitcoin. 2 very important levels here right now. First of all, our resistance line respecting here to the upside, so kind of like these levels. If we are not breaking these levels to the upside, we should aim a little bit more continuation to the downside, because it seems to be that we're getting here the perfect short confirmation again. So we got the short move confirmation to the downside and the next move, so it could be potentially also even getting the next confirmation for the level 1 to 107,000, 1 to 6,000 US dollars to the downside, which is exactly the level where our liquidity is sitting there. As long we're respecting our support line to the upside, so which is kind of like here right now, these low and building not lower lows here at this kind of level, we should be kind of fine. But this symmetrical triangle is here looking definitely here for a breakout to the downside. So if we are getting here these price target by the move to the downside, it would be getting here us in direction of 107,000 US dollars. And as I said, exactly the level where our liquidity is sitting. I will not open any long position as soon we're reaching our liquidity zone down below here. If we are reaching our liquidity down below here at 106,000 US dollars, I might be open one limit order, but with a very tight stop loss, because if we're losing this level, trust me, we could potentially get even lower in direction of 102,000 US dollars. I will only flip here bullish when we are going here to the 1-hourly chart back, and then we can see here we have our resistance line to the upside. As soon we are breaking this resistance line to the upside, and this could potentially getting here in direction of end of September 28 to 1st of October. As soon we are flipping these resistance line again in bullish momentum and flip it as support, then is the only way when I flip here more bullish on Bitcoin. Otherwise, just be patient, keep waiting, don't rush in any positions right now, especially don't do any high leverage trading on some altcoins. Wait for a perfect bounce here on Bitcoin, as Bitcoin getting here finally a little bit more support. So we could expect see some support here, getting here one more leg to the downside, retesting this one, and then in direction of 1st of October we see the breakout to the upside. Cleared all the liquidity to the downside because there is even also still liquidity left. When we go here to the 1 monthly chart, we can see there is some liquidity also building up here at $117,000, but as you can see also it's a far way to go here in direction of $117,000 again. Before we're talking about the Nasdaq, let's pull out also the indicators, and there we can also see 200 moving average on the daily chart is exactly on the level sitting here where we have our liquidity. We lose here all the important EMAs, so 50 moving average on the 4-hourly chart is on top of us, 50 moving average on the daily chart is on top of us, one of the important daily EMAs here in the whole crypto run. So I will only flip here way more bullish if we are reclaiming here $112,700 again, because this means also our 50 moving average came a little bit down and then flipping here into a bullish momentum. So I want to see as soon as only possible getting here a V-shaped recovery to the upside to flip here into higher levels. But I also want to mention, especially on the weekly chart, we didn't lose our trend to the upside. So this is exactly what we are having here right now. Our trend is still active, so as long we are not losing here these kind of level, and this is exactly sitting here around $100,000. So at least if you're not losing $101,000 to the downside, we are still in our uptrend. So there's nothing needs to be worried. For sure, I'm a little bit worried by losing here our green Fibonacci level to the downside, because this could mean that we're getting here one more leg to the downside. But I cannot believe that we are getting here in the end of September, beginning of October into a bear market and get here into lower levels. So this is not what I'm seeing right now. Potentially get here one more test of our support line to the upside, and then continuation in the last bull run top, which is potentially here sitting here around $145,000 in my mind. But for this one, first of all, we definitely have to reclaim here the next levels, $114,000 and $115,000 level. Also on the Bitcoin ETFs, we got yesterday outflows. I mean, the chart is showing us the same. The day before we got inflows, the day before also outflows, so it's kind of mixed right now. Let's wait how the day today will closing. Will we see some more inflow data which stabled hopefully a little bit the Bitcoin price, or will we see a little bit more outflow data on Bitcoin? If we see outflow data on Bitcoin, could be also getting here one more leg to the downside and grab the liquidity at $106,000. I don't want to talk that much about the liquidity of $106,000 because even also here on the Nasdaq, we are also getting here one more leg here to the downside. Daily chart from Nasdaq getting here more correction on the daily chart, so which means also on Nasdaq we will respect here our trend line to the upside. So nothing really worried if you zoom a little bit out, especially if you are here in the crypto market invested and just bought Bitcoin in a couple of days already before. Don't be that worried. So every time when we're getting here legs to the downside, we will also see continuation to the upside, exactly what we saw before. So also here we can super clearly see the last time when we hit our all-time high, we got a massive correction from 8% to the downside. The same belongs the last time we hit the all-time high, and we're getting all the way down 11% to the downside. Even also the last time, so the last couple of days, we got now a correction of kind of 8% also to the downside. And previous one, this happened exactly the same. So also here, as we hit here $107,000, we got a rejection of 10% or 13% already to the downside. Same also here, new all-time high, correction of 15% to the downside. Even also, you can count it even also lower. So we have there a correction from like over 30% to the downside. So it's just normal to see a small correction here of kind of 8% to the downside. Yeah, it feels super ugly right now, especially when we're having a look on our crypto bubbles. This looks definitely not amazing at all, but it's also being healthy to see the correction here, flush out all the paper hands of the markets, and then being ready for the next leg to the upside, which potentially getting here some support around $105,000, and then get finally into our run and our altcoin rally in the end of the year. This is also basically all from the video today, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and BitUnix have also still a campaign running, so link down below in the video description. There you can claim your deposit bonus, and even also there you get directly access to the VIP trading level. I also started copy trading on BYDFi, also a link for copy trading you find in the video description. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and then we see you in the next update video tomorrow.